Hello planner people, YouTube. This video will be discussing how I use DIYFish version 2.2. This is the cover page. I do a little decorating. Here's my monthly chart. I use it to track our tasks. Mine's my son's. Also to track household chores and how often I gas the car, and Daddy gets washed minimally once a month. I use the month to notate appointments in advance, as well as bill due dates, days off from work, pay periods, birthdays. So you'll see the light blue, those are appointments for my son. Anything in green is a bill, and I put it on the date that it's due. I notate these. I usually do it at the end of the month. Files back up. I've had a computer crash and it was not fun. And I do a financial review the first week of the month, and it's reviewing the month prior. My niece's birthday. And then I notate when my timesheet to do, the triangles, notate paydays, and then I use these boxes for days off from work. The ones that are completely black are holidays for work, and then the black with the purple in the middle means that I use a personal day. This version comes with a reminder column instead of the week, as it did with version 2.1. I use this for reminders. As you see, nothing important. This, my objectives column, I use to track the actual amount of bills and that they're paid. I've blacked out the amounts, but you get the point. Also, these little squares indicate that they will be directly debited from my account. I use the notes section at the bottom for financial notes. I took my label maker and I just wrote on the white version tape, and I just put monthly, and that way I can use this for a monthly review, to write notes, maybe some journaling or some pictures. I haven't decided really yet. And then I'll take you to last week's setup. And then I guess we'll review this week's, even though it hasn't really started yet. So with this version, you don't get the separate column, which I like for my usage of this system. I plan to use this column here for blog building and anything related to social media. And that's abundance of space. I have another section at the back of my planner for more detailed, like post planning and such for the blog. So this space right here lets me view what I plan to do throughout the week at just a glance. I like that. I use the front column for appointments, for things that absolutely need to be done some point this week. They don't necessarily get done on that day. Like the laundry actually didn't get done until Thursday, but whatever. I will remind myself that a bill's coming out, and then I remind myself about a timesheet's due for Friday. The weekly chart I use to feed the monthly chart, and then sometimes I add some extra things like print inserts, so that way it's something I want to do this week, but it doesn't really matter when it gets done. And before someone asks me, he has to take antibiotics 3 times per day, and there wasn't enough space for me to write it 3 times, so I just did 3 lines to indicate that it was done. I use this for meal planning. I normally use these tabs, which I took a label maker and just typed out some meal options. I have it on a fly leaf in the back, and I just pick them and paste them here, and if I make that meal, then I'll write it in. And that's a gray high-tech C pen that looks a lot like pencil, but I like that it kind of blends in with the page. I use this as a shopping list when I am deciding what I want to eat for the week, and then I take this and I do I have an app on my phone that allows me to just check mark what I want. I don't have to rewrite the list every single time. This is my first time using a day on a page, and again, I liked it with this system because it allows me to have everything planning wise in one section, in which it's easy for me to access, easy for me to view. So I do the 365/30 list. Sometimes I decorate, sometimes I don't, sometimes I use stickers. These happen to be stencils. I am tracking what I eat to some degree. I am a terrible sleeper, as in I sleep very few hours, and I'm a night owl. So as you see, I didn't go to bed till 5 a.m. So I'm trying to keep track of that a little bit. I use this for the to-dos for that specific day. I work from home, and so I'm able to work the hours that fit around what I'm doing. And so I kind of notate them here in the same way that I do everything else. So this is generally what my week looks like this week. This open area is just normally maybe like house chores or starting to make dinner or hanging out with my son. Just nothing particularly happened there that is noteworthy. I use the last page behind Sunday for any notes, and it doesn't happen often, so that's more than enough space. And then I'm using the weekly review to just journal a little bit or to notate something interesting that happened. And I figured I would use this note section to talk about things that I might want to do for the next week but aren't set in stone. So this is next week's setup. And I actually got around to decorating this one a little bit. I haven't really decided what I'm going to do for here. I think if something occurs, or maybe some gratitude, or maybe a to-do list that's separate from this kind of planning, maybe work related, if I need to buy something for work or something, I don't know. I haven't really decided yet. And this is what the week looks like before I've done anything. I'll sit down in a little while and kind of map out my week. And that's pretty much it. So, you know, send me a message at the bottom if you have questions. I'll do a full setup video once I get the hang of this whole camera setup situated. Thanks for watching. Bye.